times build character.
This isn't just a show, this is real life. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish.
You gotta see it before anyone else can see it.
Every second, every minute, every day.
We train for life. We got you.
And welcome back, everybody. Episode number 13, the Relentless Way podcast. We are here in the conference room, in the break room, in the utility room.
The broom closet.
We are here already having some fun before we started rolling live with founder and owner of Eat Clean Bro, Jamie Giovinazzo, and his wife Kayla. Longtime friends of ours in our network. We watch them change the game. That's the title to our episode today, How Bro Changed the Game. Again, to our viewers on YouTube and our listeners on Apple Music and Spotify and Amazon Music, we're here to just continue to elevate the Relentless Way, to constantly connect with the people around us in our community and in our local area that have vowed to do the same and that do the same in their everyday life when they wake up. So we have some real cool conversation coming our way wherever it may go. Thank you guys for opening your doors today, letting us in here and hanging out for a couple minutes with us. Appreciate it.
I don't think anyone ever locks them.
Right? Always open.
Always open, baby.
24/7.
Come through, raid the fridge when no one's here. The doors are always open. Free food.
Right in the front lobby, right? So free food, right? Talking about free food.
Yeah.
The thing you guys do better than anybody in the game, in the community, in the world right now is you guys just give, right?
Yeah.
You guys just give, and even when people say they're just giving to give, they're just giving because that's what they have to do, they're a business, you just keep fucking giving, and it's from the bottom of your hearts, So what's behind that? Why do you guys do that so much, and what's in it for you,
It started kind of on accident with there was a pros versus Joe's event for the police. It was in South River, and our old Lambert, the photographer, was friends with one of the cops, and they were asking about food, and they asked if I could do the food for them, and I said yes. I thought it was a good opportunity to meet people, and yeah, I remember, man, we were really early on. Me and Kayla had the one-bedroom apartment together. She was still working at Nordstrom. This might even be like 2013.
Yeah, probably.
It was like early. It was early on. And I remember it was like a financial decision to sponsor this. Like, I didn't have the money to do it. And I thought, you know what, let me just do it. And that night it was so positive. It felt right, felt good, and everybody was so appreciative and happy that I did that. That was like the start. And then once I kind of saw what went into it, because I think a lot of times your imagination kind of gets the best of you. Like, there's reasons why people probably don't start their business, or they don't do something they think. They never show up to the soup kitchen to scoop potatoes or slap on expiration dates on cans. Like, maybe there's just some mental barrier that they think that was like the beginning of it all. So then that showed me the way. Like, wow, this is the right thing to do. My social responsibility. Like, even though I'm not really in much of a position. Like, I was doing like maybe 12 full trays of food for that event, and now obviously like Hot 97 hits me up, and I'll just feed 1,000 people out of nowhere for I love it. Or just other various things we do all the time every week. Now just on a weekly basis we give back. It's a lot every single week. But
I love it.
That was what started it. It felt right. It showed me, oh, this is so easy. I never really I guess I just needed something to just show me how easy it was. And then once you get involved and your network's involved, and then like, but then it does get overwhelming because then everybody and their mother's hitting you up, you know. Right. So then, like, a lot of things come across my phone that are kind of sad, you know. Like, I always take care of people with terminally ill children, or like things like that, like the really sad stuff I don't ever talk about. You know, I'm always there for them. So the last thing you want to think about is food when like you're dealing with like an immediate family crisis. You know, and like people's houses burned down, I always send food to them too. You know, I don't see all the fucked up shit cops see, but like I see some pretty fucked up shit, and I just always send food their way.
Take care.
So I get to be kind of like, I'm usually there for a lot of people during their bad times, and not that I'm looking for anything, because I would treat people the way I want to be treated, but usually, man, people really pull for me, and it goes a long way.
Well, I think too, along the way, going back to your first story, when you get that, like you said, you're not looking for anything, but when you get that feeling that it was so appreciative, like especially for one of your first experiences, you never lose that, and you just want to, you know, keep fulfilling. Especially, I'm sure there's a lot of people that, you know, they support you as well and have helped your guys' business grow to the levels that it's at along with it too. You know, it's a beautiful thing. I know we've been inspired, you know, by others too, but you guys specifically being so closely connected along the way. You know, we always reach out to you guys, include you, and know how willing you are to provide and help. Through Port Authority Police, we do our events and our class trips that you've came to. You know, we do it right. We do a lot of that stuff. You know. Yeah.
And I think it goes a long way, right? Because I've always said from day one, you guys are extreme. The quality is always high, and you're very convenient, right? And then for me, the final piece, which I love and I always look for, is consistency. Because I mean, someone could do something great, but to be able to do it great over and over again, that's what separates, you know, success and like sustainable success, sustainable, consistent product, which you guys have done tremendously and only continue to get better. So what it also shows, though, is the confidence behind you guys, your product, your team, from top to bottom, and saying, hey guys, obviously you're going to do good, right? It is good, don't get me wrong, but you're also giving an experience to people. So now people have this experience of trying the food and eating it, like, this is really good food, and it's healthy, and it's convenient, and then it becomes consistent. So it almost gives them a chance to try something new, have that experience, and then most likely, it's like anything else, right? We go have a good meal somewhere, I'm calling them, yo, you gotta go check this place out. It's like it's human nature when you have something great and something impact you, you want to tell the people you love the most, right? So not only are you guys impacting, giving good energy out to people and being there in the times of this disparity and hardness, but then you're also allowing them to be like, wow, these are good people. I want to use their product, and I want to tell all my friends about it too. So it's like this beautiful mixture of just experience. So
now it's just chance. You both are so similar in that way, though. So you know what I mean? Like what? Oh yeah. Now I think it just makes it a powerhouse that you're the same way. You just love to give. You love to give off and give good stuff. You know. So like, was that created? Were you inspired a lot more by him, or vice versa, or like?
I think I was inspired a lot more by him. I unfortunately have to be the security guard, if you will. Right. You know, somebody's got to watch the door, and like sometimes there are things that come across our desk, or
I have a lot of security guards.
Oh yeah,
I have
love
her. I have a lot of people. Like,
so there are things that come across our desk that are not something we're interested in supporting per se, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of people running around right now with a lot of different causes.
I got to tell you this. Now, my mom and dad, right? Look, I love them both. I grew up in Lawrence Harbor. I basically, man, I never felt poor. My parents never let me feel poor, right? I never felt poor. But Lawrence Harbor is kind of like a low-income area, right? We never got shit from no one. Now I got people hitting me up. Can you help the underprivileged kids? Of course I'll help the underprivileged kids. All the time. Then she's like, well, we want you to buy Halloween costumes. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, delete.
Right.
I'm like, the fuck is this? Halloween costumes? Mm-hmm. I do enough shit in the community to know when, like, dude, this is bogus, lady. Like, you're a fucking attention-grabbing like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you.
Right.
But there's a lot of programs in low-income areas that give people shit, costumes, food, everything. I work with these people, you know?
And you're delivering food. I mean, not that you wouldn't be opposed to helping people out in other ways.
During COVID, dude, we did a whole bunch of shit for the kids in Long Branch, man. We fed a lot of kids. Fed a lot of kids. But then sometimes I feel like sometimes people are just trying to fucking exploit me or take advantage of me. Like, Halloween costumes?
Right.
Like, come on.
That could turn you off too, big time.
Seriously.
And that's why I give a lot of credit too. That even though that could turn you off, you still keep going and doing that, right?
Yeah, of course. There's
We've gotten really good at weeding out what it is that needs to be done, what it is that's really important. So, for example, Paul and I were just talking before you came in. Every year we used to go to lunch break in Monmouth County and hand out turkeys. And this is where I come in, right? This is where I step in. So we used to go and hand out turkeys. And year one, it was beautiful. Year two, I think Frankie Edgar wanted to come. Year three, Chad Frazier wanted to come. By the time we got to year five, it was a celebrity spectacle that I had to throw on the brakes and say, guys, like at this point, personally, I find this to be disrespectful. People are coming here to try to, you know, graciously accept a Thanksgiving dinner from the food bank. You know, this is not like Jamie said before, this is not a Halloween costume. This is, you know, we're feeding families that really need help.
There's a couple ways.
Hold on one second. So this had turned into a complete and total spectacle. So this year instead, we decided to host, you know, our first annual gala. We, you know, sold tickets, took a bunch of people, and it turned out really well. And basically, we cut lunch break a really large check instead of hosting that spectacle. So it's really like nice sometimes to have like a tradition, but you have to evolve. Times are changing.
I was just gonna say it's evolution in its finest. I love how you said that, because it's not wrong what you did. It's called evolution as you've grown and people
like. There's ways to look at it. Like we both agreed that it was turning into a spectacle, but when you have all of those famous people, you have all different types of news coverage. Like we got lunch. Like Lunch Break's a great organization. They don't need me, but we brought a lot of media coverage to their organization, which is invaluable. You know, news coverage, newspapers, you know, situations there. Todd's there. Like, it was a big story for New Jersey. I mean, some of the most famous people in New Jersey are there giving out turkeys. It did turn into a spectacle, but at the same time, it was very helpful. We did decide, like, dude, there's a better way to do things. We did do the gala. And the last thing we ever want to do is like disrespect anybody in like a time of need. Like there's nothing more cheesy than like they're like with the celebrity boxing match. They're like, who would you fight? I'm like, bro, I would fucking knock out Fat Boy SSE because I want to fight that fat motherfucker because all he does is like he fucking exploits homeless people for his fucking Instagram. Like, cut me a break, bro. That's lame, dude.
But everyone's
knock you out.
Everyone's in it for the other reasons, right?
So
because they want to look like this fucking hero. And that's fucking lame.
Let's get this set. Let's do this.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Let's get this set.
I will knock him the fuck out.
Start training today after this.
I don't even need to train to beat his
Oh my
ass.
God, listen, okay.
No, but
the biggest takeaway, though, I think from this is that Jamie said he didn't realize how easy it was.
Right. True. In the beginning, from the first time.
And even if it's not a monetary contribution, just showing up to help,
your energy
is such a big deal.
Yeah, the feeling that it gives people, the support, you know, and that's a beautiful thing to tie it all together. I mean, you know, you guys have always done that, and I think it's not just since Eat Clean Bro. I think it's things you've been doing your whole life
just
too.
Show
you know
up.
What I mean?
Just show up for other people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and I
that
love
means
how
more than anything at times, you know.
And I love, even though how it is grown and it all is good for everybody, but you could still take a step back and honor what it takes for that person to show up. And maybe they want to show up quietly and they're doing this to try to go back home and give to their family and loved ones, and they don't want that whole scene. So to me, that's beautiful that you can be able to step back and say, all right, guys, look, like, we could create the spectacle this way and then still do it this way, right? So it's like you've found a way to use both of those things to bring value, to still honor the people and their feelings, and then use the publicity, the connections, the people to build hype and more income for it. So very classy, very well done.
So that's a small piece of what you guys do, right? So a question we asked Kayla when she was on in season 1, early on, one of our first guest episodes, where she did a great job of being a guest with us, is the overall vision. So like, we asked her this question a little bit, and she painted her picture of, the directions you guys are heading from things you have going on. I know you focus on the now, right? But when you really think about the final landing spot or a great place for eCleanbro to land, or when you move on and everything's said and done, what do you want eCleanbro to be looked at as? Like, what do you see that vision of eCleanbro as a movement and as a community, the legacy that you're leaving behind?
Well, I started eCleanbro to fight McDonald's, man. The evil fast food industry. People exploiting low-level workers, all of it. The food we eat, the way we treat employees, the communities we live in, it's a lot of bad. And I want to, piece by piece, try to build the world the way I want it to be. I think employers should, love their employees. But often that is not the case. Why were you 5 minutes late? Let me reprimand you. All the hard work you've done for my company, now I'm going to beat your ass over you being 5 minutes late? That's disproportionately wrong. Right. I remember I had that corporate job, and it wasn't much of a corporate job, but their rigid system, their expectations, their inhumane ways, everything was about the dollar. And that always pissed me off. And I said, I'm not going to live that way. That's something I'm not going to do. So, in reality, a lot of the good I'm doing is just because of how angry I've been from the ways I've been treated in my life that I don't want other people to have to deal with.
Right.
So,
and we're, as far as overall, obviously you guys have you guys are at a great place right now, but do you when you wake up every day feeling like there's still more to go? You know what I mean?
I'm just happy to wake up these days, man. Our kids, honestly, we've Kayla and I, we are seriously really tough. Together we're unstoppable, and man, Giorgio has just been, he is honestly, man. Me and Kayla feel like the sticky bandits trying to fucking rob Kevin's house, because we're stepping on nails, we're grabbing hot door handles, we're getting shot in the face with BB guns. I mean, it is a freaking beating, dude. I come to work now and I run this business, and it's like a relief.
Right.
I was like, oh man. I woke up this morning hearing, and she let me sleep. Thank
nice
God.
Of you.
I was barbecuing pretty late into the night, and I just hear this screeching, animal noise, and it's I don't know, it's this new noise my daughter learned, and she was really pissed, and I'm waking up to hearing this noise. And I hear Kayla's a loud walker, so you hear her walk. So I'm okay, she's down there, nobody's hurt. Because when you hear your kids crying, first thing you think, oh shit, they hurt themselves. But I knew she was there, and I'm just listening to this noise, and I'm like, God, what is that noise? Why is she even making that noise?
Is she okay?
No, I knew she was fine. But the kids are obsessed with the ice machine. So they'll take the ice out of the machine, they'll put it on the hardwood floor, the fucking floor is warping, and we're like, oh God, why? Can't you guys do something else?
Not the ice.
Yeah, play with a toy. You got all these toys, probably, right?
I've accounted for when Giorgio was born, Kayla, we all kind of changed, and then Tina came, and then Kayla got progressively more busy as a mom, which these times don't last forever. One of the things every single successful person I know always regrets not spending more time with their kids. Right. They say you can always make more money, you can't get the time back with your kids. And that's something that I've been living with. So am I running my business to the point where I'm satisfied? I don't think I'll ever be satisfied. But there's times where I got to remind myself my kid is already 3 years old. I remember the day he was born. My daughter's almost 2. This is time that, we're never going to get back. And I don't want to be one of those guys who I get to be home every morning with my kids for breakfast. I'm home every night for dinner, and I'm not with them during business hours. Right. But before my kids, Kayla and I were steady 14, 16-hour day every day, morning until night, dark. Right. Every day, But Thankfully, my business is at a level now. I have really good management. I have people helping me run the place, and then I get to oversee some of like the bigger decisions and the bigger things that are going on. But we have very good people here, and this is their career, this is their livelihood, and everybody takes everything really serious. Also, I make sure, man, I pay everybody a little bit more than say what like the going rate is, so they know, like, man, I don't want to fuck this up, and I feel like it's a win-win situation. I'm not nickel and diming my employees. One of the things that's crazy is there was a nationwide labor shortage. It was horrible. It was a little bad for us for a little bit, but like, you know, like Chipotle and Starbucks, you see these guys just shutting their doors.
Right.
They can't even open their business because they don't have staff. We made it through all that, you know? And we made it all through all that with like people dropping left and right because they had COVID and they had to like go get better. But, you know, because with your staff, they get sick, they got to leave for 2 weeks. So that, you know, we made it through the labor crisis. And, you know, that's something I'm proud of. That, you know, people are paid fairly here. People get paid overtime here. Just like doing right by the people who work here. And it's just so important, especially food. Like, there's so many details in food.
Oh my God, eh?
That's why I want everyone paid a little bit more, so they know, I don't want to fuck this job up.
There's not a lot of room for error, you know?
Yeah.
Right? See,
Shit can fucking burn, you know? Things can burn, things can go bad.
Millimeters, milliseconds.
Yeah, that's it.
Placement and timing,
Logistics, and especially you guys are shipping it out, bringing it out on wheels, and all where it's traveling and stuff. Everything's got to be precise. You know?
Yeah, the drivers do really well too. The drivers do well too. I tell these guys, I'm like, yo, you understand? You go out into your route, you're in Brooklyn, someone fucking shoots your ass, you're getting wheeled to the fucking ER. The people in that room keeping you alive make less money than you.
Right. It's true.
Do you pay attention to that? Well, now, because everybody gets disgruntled in the workplace. I got to let them know, dude, you work 4 days a week. You make more money than an ER nurse. You make more money than a state trooper. You're driving a fucking E-Clean Bro van. Would you please?
Some respect, right?
Yeah, that's perspective. That's what's lost today, and I love that because I think the world needs more of just realness, like more just straight up. Like, these are the facts. Like, these are true, real facts, and the power of perspective is important because sometimes people need that. People need to hear some real, like, this is right and this is wrong and this is real and this is not real, right? So, but I think it empowers people. And again, compliments to leadership, because the reason why you did what you did throughout all of those hard times is because of the leadership at the top. Like, those people want to work for you guys. They want to live up to the expectation, the standards that you guys have created and that they feel.
That's exactly right.
And that's what they want to bring. And that, to me, any movement is always leadership top down. You see anything, if it's good, it's top. If it's bad, it's top.
Yeah,
it's
because, dude, a lot of times I'm here, I just have to be here to talk to my other management on how they talk to other people. I say, hey, dude, I would never talk to you like that. Why are you being like that? You got to be like me. And treat people the way you want to be treated. And it's like those stupid laws that have been around since Jesus Christ that he got, you know, crucified for. The simple
ones that were
seriously.
Like,
everyone was so mad. He said, hey, treat people the way you want to be treated. What the fuck you say, Jesus? Whack, 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 whack.
Right.
Nail them in. It's over. Unfortunately.
Perfect.
That really happened. That happened to Jesus. We all know this.
Correct.
Unless you don't know who Jesus is.
Right.
But then that doesn't even bother you, so you shouldn't be offended.
There we go. We solved that one.
Somebody will be offended about
You
something.
hit everything perfectly there.
We're gonna move on.
But it's true.
Mom, no.
Yeah.
Kayla's, you know.
Censorship is part of my job title now. Like,
Another one added on the list.
biggest problem in business is people. How you treat people is very important. You need people to be on the same page as you. That's why when you run an organization, you need to identify your company core cultures. Your company core cultures comes from who you are and what's important to you. Those people inside your organization need to know what's important to you. That way you guys can all talk on the same language. You know, for me, it's respect. Right? The core culture of E-Clean Bro is pay the price, right? PRICE is the acronym for positivity, respect, integrity, commitment, excellence. Positivity. Times are hard. We got to respond to problems in a positive manner. Don't be a sissy. Positivity.
Truth, baby.
Respect. We're going to be going through, you know, we're going to be going through war together. We got to respect each other. You know, integrity. We're working with food. Pay the fuck attention. Integrity of the food. Commitment. Be committed to your fucking job. If you're half in, half out, dude, I can't have you here. All my managers, this is their career. This is where they want to be. This is it for them. It's their last stop. And excellence. Excellence is how you're like living your personal life. Committed to excellence in the business and outside of the business. So those are my company core values, and that's what's important to me. You know, would I love to just eat food all day and not do any exercise? Probably. Now fucking good. You know how good brisket is? No. After I eat fucking dinner, I'm on the assault bike because I'm like, dude, even though I do have like a fucking spinal injury and I'm dealing with that too, I gotta be within some reasonable looking condition. I can't be some fat fucking whale. Sorry, I can't. I'm on the arm bike, I'm in the sauna, I'm doing shit for my personal health. I'm committed, you know.
I have the hardest time with that.
Going in the sauna with me?
No, like putting my personal needs anywhere, like on the chart these days.
Yeah. I know.
Like they're not even on the list.
I think knowing you for as long as we have, you could probably attest to this, is she's one of the most selfless people, right? You probably struggle being selfish at a lot of times with your own time, with what.
But I think sometimes it comes back to bite me in the ass, you know? It's like,
I literally have people hired to help her. She'll like send them home early. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
She doesn't want to waste
Now I gotta fucking do it?
She's like, yeah, you gotta come over.
Stop being so fucking nice.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna take over.
Yeah, I use the word selfish, but I meant just how nice she is, you know?
Selfless.
Selfless, yeah. So I want to also reflect on, you're talking about the drivers here, right? Eat Clean Bro. So one of our coaches, long time, who's been with us from the beginning, Franco Fabiano, has
he's the man.
Works with two unbelievable organizations, if I might say so myself, right? We're Relentless and with you guys. So it's so many things.
I think about Franco, dude. The one thing that pops in my mind: Phil Murphy takes office. Our first snowstorm, we get blitzed by a storm. Now, obviously, I'm cursing up and down Phil Murphy, but it wasn't really his fault. The snowstorm was hard to track.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. But having all these vans on the road and we got Phil Murphy in, I'm like, come on, Phil, how'd you let this happen? No one's getting home. Franco's fucking in a hotel lobby sleeping on the fucking floor. And now every time I think of Franco, I just think of that night where we're up all night. We're like,
you literally couldn't.
I have my fucking boots on. I didn't have the 350 at the time. I got a 350 now, probably because of that.
Because of that.
Yeah, so I'll get through anything now.
You would have went and picked him up.
I was, but then he was like, dude, like.
I think he said, don't even go.
Yeah. He's like, yo, there's hills. He's like, you're gonna get stuck, and I'm like. All right, so, but yeah, man, yeah.
That was crazy.
But even myself, at times of our growth and earlier stages of our growth, where I turned over and said, hey, listen, put me on a route, and I've delivered, and I've never had a better experience, not too many experiences working with other companies.
Do you like the customers? Were they like nice to you?
I never had any issues. The interaction was a little bit different then, you know what I mean? It was a lot different interaction.
We used to take routes sometimes.
You're really good with people.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what helped. Yeah, it's like certain situations I get into, it wasn't like a big thing to me. Like, if it's like, I would kind of just do the right thing and be like, hey, you know, you'll figure it, you'll cool off when you start eating your food when it gets in the house, you know? But like,
I remember, dude, I would take routes and stuff, and Kayla would ride with me. Kayla and I were, before our kids, were totally inseparable together every second.
Yeah.
But she'd be like, oh, Jamie, go to that, shake their hand, they're a good customer. Knock on the door, hand them their bag, I'd be like, hey, I just want to fucking whack, slam the fucking door in my face. I'm like, wow, man, I wanted to thank you for the support, and well, hey, man,
what are the chances?
Hey, look, I got your money, I'm good, all right? Keep ordering. You don't want to fucking meet me, that's fine.
Some people don't even open the door. Some people like.
I remember one time, dude, I had to take a route. I don't know if I was in Rawway or Woodbridge, but like basically like similar houses to how like I grew up, where like you look in the front window, you fucking see the guy. They're smaller homes, and I'm knocking on the door. The guy's on the couch. He looks at me, and I'm like, "What the fuck do I even do here? Like, you just looked at me. Like, we see each other, man. I'm fucking 2 feet away from you."
I had a guy in the city one time. It was like a 4-story up, no elevator. So I hike up there. It's one of the last deliveries of the night. I was the runner. So I forget who was driving. What's his name? Patrick, I think, was driving. So I get up to the top. I'm there. I put the bag. I knock. No answer. Then answer. Cracks the door open this much. I'm like, what's up, man? Here's your food. leave it. I'm like, you can't even say thank you or anything and take the bag. Like,
so weird.
Leave it. And I left it. I walked out. The moment I got down the steps, I peek up the steps. He opens the door, no problem, and grabs it and runs back in. It's great. But
That's bizarre.
So many different walks of life, so many different types of customers.
You, I am not like, this is a positive podcast, but like the fucking future of this humanity, man, I don't feel good about it.
Well, that's what we're trying to do with this.
I fucking pray, dude. I'm praying because like we live in an anti-man world. We live in this fucked up, crazy world, and just to give you guys an idea, right? I don't ever talk about it, but I'm a disabled veteran, and my accountant is like, you should give majority shares to Kayla. She's a woman. I'm like, Max, I'm a disabled veteran. The tax credits are better for women. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like a regular fucking woman has better incentives than a disabled like what the fuck?
That's crazy.
And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like, we need the sun. We need a solar flare to break the fucking internet, dude. We need all technology to just go down.
We need it yesterday.
Just 6 months. I don't want it forever, but just give everyone a 6-month break of no technology to remember what it's like to be a fucking human being. None of this fucking bullshit going on in the world. Like, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Facebook, I don't have emails. Like, I have to fucking talk to someone's face.
Oh my God.
Bring it fucking back. For the love of fucking God. Because the world has gotten so crazy. Like, crazy. I just want, bro, you know what I want? Fucking solar flare hits, electronics go down, and now all these fucking man haters are like, oh, fuck. My safety's in danger. I can't be a twat on Yelp. I can't be a twat on the internet. Like, I'm done for. I need fucking real manpower to save my life, and now they're going to be humbled real quick. And we're due for a solar flare, by the way. It is going. It's going to happen. It's a natural occurrence on the sun. And when the last one hit us in like the 1880s, but there was really no technology. It just like
so
blew
it didn't affect anything.
Yeah, like in London, a fucking clock blew up or something. That was like the extent. That was like an extent of the technology back then. A fucking clock. Well, what about now? Now we have Decentraland or whatever with the metaverse, and like people are buying digital real estate with fucking dude. Look, the future is a very weird place.
We were talking about the cards today. Ryan behind the camera. We were talking about the cards that you could buy. The NFT cards and stuff. Like what's behind
they're saying even
what is that?
Oh, Chloe, it's just
non-fungible token. It's like it's very interesting. They're even talking.
Should have kept all our arcade tokens. It would have been good.
They're even talking about injecting something into your. Elon Musk was talking about this recently. Injecting something into like your eye that basically registers everything you see, and your memory is stored to a cloud. Talk about how digital that's actually being talked about, but that's where like human beings need to step up and say, whoa, certain things are just meant to be seen.
That's what we need the flare. That's what we need
like
the flare.
our memories, like of growing up, all that crazy shit. Like it's just
some of my employees who can't remember the fucking procedures need that shit in their eye. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But that's me being a greedy capitalist. Shoot this in your eye, motherfucker, so you do your job better.
Right?
I'm joking. I agree, dude. The world has gotten so far from like, and that's why it's important to me, man, because that's why I am the way I am. Like, that's why I treat people the way I treat them. Like, I think it's the right thing to do, but I also think, fuck, dude, if I don't do it, who the fuck is? Because there's so many selfish fucking losers, and a lot of these dickheads get money from their parents.
The language.
Is there?
No, we're
am I censored?
No, we're on Apple. We're good.
So like everybody like. I worked for everything I have, bro. Nobody handed me shit, and that I have an appreciation for everything I have, and so does Kayla.
Right.
You know, me and Kayla have a real appreciation for each other. You know, our relationship, which was built on fucking hard ass work,
all
a lot
those
of
core
trust.
values.
Yeah,
right?
come on. Come on. It's the greatest thing ever.
So let's go back.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Let's go back. I love that. Let's go back.
I'm on this podcast to let loose.
Yeah,
you want fucking PG-13,
right.
Jamie? No one tunes in to PG-13.
I got a good one for you right here. I got a good one for you.
about.
So out of respect of everyone's time, because we got places to go and things to do. I know you guys too. Your 20-year-old self is sitting right across the table from you now. What advice do you have for him?
Just let it rip, kid. Like, there's nothing I could do. You won't listen. Seriously.
What would you do to get him to listen?
There's nothing I could do. Nothing. Not one thing.
So don't do everything that you did.
Do it all.
Do exactly the way you did it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's beautiful.
I love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all we needed.
That was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't talk to my 20-year-old self. Take more fucking pictures of your dumbass cooking in your dad's kitchen so you have throwback posts. And
I love that.
2020, because there's like no... Dude, I was such a fucking
Put it in the
idiot.
cloud.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, the IRS is gonna get me. Meanwhile, like, dude, I'm doing maybe $700 a year. Fucking IRS coming for me.
No pictures, no pictures.
Yeah, like no pictures with my fucking frozen broccoli florets in a Ziploc bag. Fuck.
Awesome stuff.
I want to compliment something. I've been working with a girl who's grown inside of your company recently, Danielle.
Oh yeah.
And she's worked closely, with you guys, customer service. She worked with you before she actually started working with you. So I recently asked her, I said, what do you think is one of the coolest things working inside of this movement with the culture, the brand? And she's like, honestly, one of the coolest things is how the leaders, meaning you guys, truly stand for what you talk about. And I said, well, how so? And she goes, it's a thing here, I guess, which I love, but if there's like a customer service issue and someone has an issue, like that person is designed to find you, and you reach out and you interact with these people and you work, you focus on the problems, because the reality is this: you guys are at a certain point where like you expect a certain standard to be done, right? So yeah, you could sit around and be like, good job, we did it, we hit this many meals, like we're crushing it, yeah, cool. But where you're actually putting your focus is on the misses, the losses, the one person that had an issue with one meal, and you're like, that's okay, I'll send you all new meals.
Yeah.
Like, what obviously goes hand in hand with everything that we're talking about, right? But like, what keeps you doing it? You don't need to do that, right? Why do you continue to do that? Why? Because to me, that is the juice, right? But I want to hear from your mouth, like the fact that you would still go above and beyond and tell your squad when there is a disgruntled, unhappy person, I need to know about it.
There's two parts to this.
Anxiety.
No. So,
For me.
one of the things, man, one of the fucking things that changed my life was I worked for this guy, Dave. And Dave was this super crazy, arrogant banker, out of his fucking mind. Like Wolf of Wall Street crazy. And he ended up opening up a restaurant, and I was bartending at his restaurant. And one day I remember there was this like dude who looked like the Penguin, right? Very hard on the eyes, like nasty fat old man, horrible. Like I was like, oh fuck this asshole. That was like the first thing I thought, right? Like this guy's gonna break my fucking balls all day. So he's drinking this soda. He's like, this isn't Diet Coke, this is Diet RC. And I'm like, how the fuck do you even know the difference, man? Like you're slurping this diet soda, like just shut the fuck up. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. I'm just a bartender. This dude's complaining about the soda we're serving. Like, what the fuck do I do? And I go, Dave, like this guy's like unhappy with the soda. And he's like, what's going on, sir? He's like, you guys trying to be a good restaurant? He's like, and you're serving this? And he's like, sir, how can I help you? He's like, I want Diet Coke. Dude, it was like a busy Saturday night, bro. Place is fucking nuts, right? So like think about like all the people who need help, and now there's this one guy bitching about the Diet Coke. Dave stops, leaves. I forget he left. I forget what's going on. Like I'm busy. Dave comes back with like a whole bunch of fucking Diet Cokes. He goes, Meat. He never even knew my name. He used to call me Meat. He's like, back when I was Jack and shredded. He's like, when you see this man, you give him Diet Coke. That's what he drinks. Diet Coke's on me. Dude, I pour the Diet Coke. This dude, like, you think he scored like the hottest chick on the planet. He's drinking this Diet Coke like he just cured cancer. He's
Pinky's out.
Euphoria. He's like, bro, this fucking guy's in heaven. And I thought, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did I just see? I just saw the biggest customer service mindfuck I've ever seen in my life, because this guy was coming for a problem. Dave stopped it. Dave got him what he wanted. He got it to him quick, made him feel like the fucking president of the United States, and made sure that I knew to see his face and give him the Diet Coke he wanted. And I thought, holy shit, that was fucking crazy. And then that was one of the fucking stories. The second part to that is I've seen the rise and fall of many entrepreneurs. So one of the things that I was very lucky, I was like Curtis. You know how like Curtis is like always around, but like what does Curtis do?
Right.
Well, Curtis works for me. Like I've always like taken care of Curtis because he reminds me of myself a lot. But like,
love Curtis.
Yo, everybody loves Curtis, bro. That was like me. But like people were like, yo, what the fuck is Jamie even doing? Like, yo, I was selling meals. I was selling other things. I was doing what I had to do back then. All right, next episode. So I'm selling these meals and fucking in and out. But anyway, like I got to spend time with a lot of millionaires, businessmen, all types of fucking successful people. And when I would see the rise and fall, it was the writing was on the wall. And the reason why we cherish, there's also many parts of this too that Kayla can bring to the table with like, because customer service bell curve, how like, you know, majority of the customers who are on like only like 2% of the fucking pissed off customers will actually talk to you about it. So like when it's one customer who's pissed off, it could be 100 or 200.
Sure.
They just have the balls to tell you. So like we treat them very seriously. But it has to do with the rise and fall of all the great entrepreneurs, man. Essentially, when you start feeling invincible, that's when you fucking get your head cut off. Your guard is not up. You start sleeping at the wheel, and you get fucking taken out.
Right.
And I can't let that happen to me. I work too hard. The both of us have worked way too hard, and we care too much to start thinking we're invincible.
Right.
We come from nothing. We know we're not invincible. We know we have to keep working. We have to keep making people happy. And there's times, man, really overwhelming times where, you know,
being super accessible is really exhausting sometimes.
100%.
But at the end of the
we made our
day,
bed now, we have to sleep in it. We have to remain super accessible.
Kayla and I know at the end of the day, if we do ever get fucking taken out, we got each other and we can go do something else. The formula for success is very simple. People want to feel important. People want their business to be respected. You know, when you spend your hard-earned money with me, you know, like that's why I get so upset when like people do work in my house. Like I treat like the way I get treated, and not that I buy a million Rolexes. Most of the time, people ask me like my jewelry. I don't really have much. I've bought more Rolex watches for people who work for me than I bought for myself. But when I do buy the Rolex, that's how you get treated here. For a $10 fucking meal. You get treated like you're buying a fucking Rolex with a $10 meal versus a $10,000 watch. And we respect our customers. We respect our employees. And it's just the attitude of gratitude. Like, dude, I am a middleman. I am a middleman for happy employees and happy customers. That's all I want. Give me a little toll. Give me a couple pennies on the dollar. Let me make an honest living. And you know, let me live my life, and then thank you for the support, and that's it, man.
Beautiful, I love it. So,
well said.
I mean, that's another episode of the Relentless Way podcast. I think that was a great way to finish up.
Thank you.
A lot of good words from both of you, as always. We love catching up.
Words,
you know?
a lot of bad words.
Yeah, a lot of bad words, but it's all good. We don't need to. No censorship here, you know.
Yeah, you're good.
It's real. It's facts. You know, we deal with it. The Relentless Way. That's how we deal with it. You know what I mean? So thank you guys again for taking the time out of your busy day. We're right around the holiday season now. Hope everyone enjoys their time with their families around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever you may be celebrating. And episode number 13, lucky number 13, the Relentless Way podcast. Check us out. YouTube, if you want to get a visual of the RC soda sipping over here, you want to check that out. And Amazon Music, Apple Music, and Spotify to get your ears on us. So thank you again, checking out. Let's crush our day, crush our week, crush whatever we got going on in life.
Let's get it. Thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.